Mental health is something I've struggled with my entire life. I've had plenty of things work, and I've had way, 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 way more things not work. I'm going to go over a 10,000 foot view of both things that have worked and haven't worked for me. I'm going to go into more detail in the future, but if there's anything that you in particular want me to go over, please let me know in the comments, and I will address it way sooner than I originally am planning to. So, anyways, with that being said, let's get into it. First, I'd like to put a disclaimer. I am not a professional. I am just a person talking about my own personal experiences. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. Don't ever believe anything I say at face value. Look into it yourself. Feel free to try what I'm saying, but remember, these are my experiences. They may not work for you, and it is okay if they don't, and it is also okay to seek professional help. I am not a professional. I am trying to be a liaison for you to go from struggling on your own to getting the professional help you need, or the simple, hey, let's do this together that some people might need. Either way, if you feel that you should talk to a professional, talk to a professional. I am not a professional. I don't know you. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you've gone through. I am talking about my experiences and mine alone. Please make sure you are taking the proper precautions and following the proper steps to feeling better. Thank you. Self-care. It's so broad, it's so vague. There's so much that goes into it. I struggle with depression and anxiety. Those are my two big ones, and they are very common for a lot of people. So, this is what my self care is going to be centered around. If you can think of ways that you can interpret what I'm saying to fit your needs, that's fantastic. If not, I hope that you can at least use my experiences as a learning opportunity to understand the perspective of someone who is going through something similar to this. So let's start with step one. Very important. Do not try to tackle everything all at once. You are destined for failure if you do this. If you say, I'm going to drop everything, I know exactly what's going on, I'm going to stop everything all at once, and I'm going to improve my life starting today, I'm never going to make a mistake again, you will make a mistake, and way faster than you think. I have done this multiple times. I have seen other people do this multiple times. It never works. It's too much stress, it's too much pressure, and you crack. And as soon as you crack a little bit, the whole dam breaks through and everything comes flying back. And when it does, it always has more baggage with it because you have another failure. You have another thing that didn't work. You tried even harder this time and nothing happened. You're stuck. You're never going to improve. If you've ever thought any of that, you're probably trying to take on too much. It's important to pace yourself. Don't do it all at once. Step two, start with the basics. Don't focus on things that are out of your control. Start with things that are in your control. Things like how often you're exercising, what your diet is, when you go to bed, what your routine looks like, those types of things. And things that are in your control doesn't necessarily mean superficial things. Like, if you are depressed and really sad about a lot of things, getting a haircut or trying a new makeup style might work for a little bit, but it's not going to be the magic cure all. Because eventually, if that's the only thing that you're doing to try to cover up what you're actually feeling, eventually that's going to fail. And when it does, you're going to feel worse because Just like if you were to try and tackle everything all at once, you tried another thing, it didn't work, it never works, and then you go down a really bad rabbit hole and you don't make progress. Start with the things that you can control. Make sure that you're sleeping. Make sure that you're getting to bed at around the same time, like within a half hour every day. Make sure you have a set bedtime and you get up at the same time every day. It'll suck for a little bit, but after a week or two, once you're used to that sleep schedule, you'll start to feel so much better. And make sure that you're staying on top of it. You don't let yourself slide off a little bit. If you make a mistake here and there, that's not the end of the world. But don't start excusing it and saying, it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. Allowing yourself to have these little blips is how you feed back into the bad habits that you have that are perpetuating your issues. We're working on stopping them, and you do that by addressing the basics and having a rigid routine that you can follow, so that way you are in control of everything that you possibly can be. It is amazing how much that can do for you, and that is the reason that I am here right now talking to you. If I didn't have the sleep schedule that I do, if I didn't have the rigid structure of my day that I did, I would not have the energy, the determination, the want to do anything. I was miserable up until about 3 weeks ago when I really hammered home that I was going to stay on the schedule that I'm on right now. And I'm already seeing improvements. They aren't amazing, but it's little bits. It's one step at a time. And that's what matters. Step 3, learn your limits. If you push yourself too much, you'll overwork yourself and you'll start undoing whatever progress you've made. Learn just how much you can take in a day and respect that. If all that you can manage is going to work, coming home, cooking dinner, and cleaning a single dish, that's great. That's your limit. Get used to that. Get comfortable in that situation. And then once you know your limit, then once it's set, you can start to push it a little bit. Maybe you come home, you cook dinner, you clean one dish, and then you sweep the floor a little bit. And that might be a lot extra. It might be so much, and you're so tired, and after you do that, you feel worse. So take a day off. Peel back a little bit because you pushed past your limit. But the next day, after you've had a break, go back in and try it again. And it'll probably seem a little bit easier. And you just keep building on that. Once you find where your limit is for something, get comfortable, but don't get used to it. You want to keep pushing yourself a little bit, just a small little nudge in a direction. Not too much so that you crumble and you need to start from the beginning, but just a little bit. Instead of cleaning one dish, maybe you clean 3. You clean your plate and the fork and the knife instead of just the plate and let the silverware pile up. That's how I started. I was very bad at doing dishes. I would just not do them until they were completely piled up, and then I would say, oh my god, I need to do all the dishes, this is terrible, and I would trudge through it, and it was awful. Now, because I've got more structure and I pushed myself a little bit more, it doesn't bother me as much to say, I cooked, I made some dishes, I made some dirty, I'm gonna go clean some, so that way I can at least net even. And it works. I'm feeling better because I'm accomplishing something, and I'm making sure that dishes don't pile up. Take our small victories where we can get them and call it a day. So, there's 3 steps to start with. Really simple. You can start it today. Get to bed at a good time. Wake up at a good time. Make sure that you're eating food. And give yourself a little bit of slack. Everyone has to start somewhere, and if you're starting from rock bottom, it's absolutely not going to be perfect. None of this is going to be easy. So go into it knowing that it's not easy. You don't expect to walk into like a class on the first day and take the final exam and get a 100. You don't know anything yet. And that's okay. You aren't expected to know everything all the time. Learn, figure it out. You've got this. I believe in you, and I will see you again very soon.